representation of the people, why or why not? We're all on the same page, right? We have 4 minutes for this opening?
We do.
Okay, you're gonna have to throw something at me because you're kind of.
I know, we have to move the table for the air.
Thank you. You move it down the other.
Yon Griffin, ditto that.
With Alex, Matthew, and Garrett on tap.
We've got your attention, so look this way. We are going to have our say. The framers of the Constitution had their say. We were a group of people coming together for the common good. But there were some conflicts and compromises that had to be made. As an old proverb says, half a loaf of bread is better than no bread at all.
The Constitution of this country did not come easily. No, as a matter of fact, there was a lot of arguing in the Constitutional Convention.
Some states had bigger populations than others, but representation needed to be fair. The House of Representatives and Senate was created. The Senate would give each state 2 representatives, and delegates from the House of Representatives would be based on state population.
The framers also had to make compromises between the northern and southern states. For every 5 slaves, only 3 would be counted toward the state's population. This is known as the 3/5 clause.
Another issue existed between the northern and southern states. The southern states wanted slavery while the northern states opposed it. The Constitution did not include the issue of slavery because the framers knew the southern states wouldn't ratify the document.
There was justice issue at another time, not until 80 years later. Lastly, the Bill of Rights was a compromise and made it give us individual rights. People of colonial times feared of an over-controlling central government. The Bill of Rights was the first 10 amendments to the Constitution that listed the individual rights that the government could not take away.
Our Bill of Rights deals with individuals' rights, such as the freedom of speech, religion, peaceful assembly, and the right to bear arms.
This May, the House passed a bill allowing people to carry concealed and loaded guns in national parks. Some people disagree with this new bill passed, but others agree because it reflects the Second Amendment right to bear arms. Alex, tell us about the case that's getting ready for the Supreme Court.
Okay, Griffin, this case deals with the right to free speech. California has appealed to the Supreme Court to bring back a law banishing the sales of violent video games to kids.
The original law was struck claiming it violated the right to free speech, but this law is trying to protect kids like us, and it is for the common good.
The framers of the Constitution came up with rules, one of which required that nothing spoken in the House be printed or otherwise published or communicated. The framers were very serious about this rule.
You may think this secrecy was unnecessary, but the framers felt strongly that their document be presented as a finished product so that it would be easily accepted by the people. The framers wanted to be able to debate and resolve their disagreements in public.
This secrecy rule is similar to the trial by jury method we have today, where jurors are made to discuss a case in private.
The group of delegates of the Philadelphia Convention was not a fair representation of people.
Rich white men like George Washington, James Madison, and Ben Franklin were present. But were slaves present?
No.
Were farmers like those that participated in Shays' Rebellion present?
No.
Were free black men present?
No.
Were women present?
No, we weren't right either.
Lack of representation is still an issue today. The District of Columbia pays taxes but does not have a full representation in Congress. That's taxation without representation.
And that's not fair. Guys, an amendment to the Constitution would require for the district representation to change. The framers wrote the Constitution in a way that will allow for amendments.
So you never know. Benjamin Franklin once said, without continual growth and progress, such words as improvement, achievement, and success have no meaning.
In conclusion, we'd like to say the Constitution is here to stay. It's been around for years and years to ensure the rights of me and my peers. Today we gave you just a small scrap, but cut. That's a wrap.
Okay, it just gets better and better. Wow. Do we have any?
No, they were about 4 seconds short.
4 seconds short. Holy smokes. Wow. We'll deal with that comments later. You got your notes put away. I don't think you all used them, did you? Most of you were working on this. Okay, make sure they're put away.
Have you done a DVD on that?
That was fabulous. Okay. Okay, we're going to do some follow-up questions. Ready? Okay.
Well, all of your boys And you mentioned that there were no women present at the Philadelphia Convention. Do you think that the Constitution would have been different if some of the representatives were women?
Yes, I do think the representatives will be different if they were women because women like may think different stuff. Like they would probably let farmers in like Shays Rebellion, and the Southern woman would like probably keep the free black slaves.
Also, I think that the woman would let in free black men, and if free black men were allowed at the Constitutional Convention, I don't think we would have had a civil war.
And women used to be, men were more business-like and serious back then than women.
I think what they, my colleagues meant were, since women were more sympathetic back then they would let farmers and free slaves.
If women would have been at the Philadelphia Convention at that time, then Susan B. Anthony would not have been famous because women would already had the right to vote.
I just wanted to follow up a little bit on that question, I guess. Do you think, since we do have an all-male panel here, do you think that, each of you mentioned that you thought women think differently than men, and that's probably true. And I guess my question is, do you think that you have to have a woman representing women's rights, or do you think a man can represent women's rights? Do you think you have to have an African-American representing African-American, or do you think it just gives a different perspective? What's your individual, feeling on that? This isn't a prescribed, this isn't a question on the sheet, I'm just curious.
I think we would have to have a woman to represent them and a man to represent them and free slaves to represent slaves.
I agree with my colleague. I respectfully disagree with my colleague because I think that if some of the delegates didn't believe in slavery, they could have stood up for the slaves and women.
In your own words, what is the common good? And can you give examples?
I think the common good is what's best for the community as a whole. For an example of that is the playground rules, and even though we may not like them, they're for our own good so we don't get hurt.
Another example of common good are our core values. And also people who pay for the kids to go to private school also pay taxes for other kids to go to public school.
Also, the common good is best for the community. Like, if a citizen gets hurt, you should help them. And if you see trash on the ground, you should pick it up.
Another example of the common good is the rules that we have at lunch, which we usually break.
So should we have lunchroom police, do you think?
No, it wouldn't make lunch fun.
That might lead into the domestic tranquility.
We did do one that way. They don't ask another question.
Tim, do you have another question?